I have a cluster of opinions about this film, but I'm going to start with the fact. And the fact is that this film was original and it was unique and it went its own way with a certain style. Style including the type of action, the type of filming, the type of comedy, type of pacing, for better or for worse. But it did not feel like what the DCEU have been doing for ages, which is trying to sort of tap into that Marvel formula. And sometimes that's harder to explain than to just say and assert and then just, you know what I mean, sort of thing. When we saw Spider-Man for the first time, that was pioneering. It was like, you put this like personable character on screen and you just relate to them. And I think people say they want that again, but you don't. You just remember your first pleasant experience of seeing like your favourite superhero on screen. And it was really good, but replications of that won't be as good. So I'm really glad they kind of went their own way with this and just started things in the middle in a universe where Superman was already present, and you kind of had everyone acknowledging that, you know, the world had adapted to the fact that Superman was in it by this point, and I think that was a good way of doing things. The Batman, the Matt Reeves film in 2022, did the same sort of thing. And I think it was really interesting. I think it's about high time we saw superhero franchises kick off starting like that, because I think it's a really good idea. And then when you compare this to the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, again, that started with something that wasn't supernatural and then developed its way throughout the film. So my point, and I will make it, is that this did have its own style. However, watching this film as a viewer, it happens quite rarely, I would say, when you're watching a film. You realise that you are just watching a film. Sometimes finding things impressive, sometimes counting on one hand the list of things that you thought were really good. And my hand was doing all this, going, yep, that was good, that was good, that was good. But I found like I was just watching the damn film. I didn't feel like I felt much. I didn't really care. And I haven't worked out exactly why yet. It might be because I found Superman quite not the most interesting character. And I know people are already tapping away at their keyboards saying, well, he's not going to be an interesting character. He's supposed to be the absolute epitome, the figure of righteousness, and that's it. But I found every other character interesting other than him. I didn't find him that compelling, even with the speech at the end, which I won't go into detail because I'm going to say this is non-spoiler. But I just didn't really connect at all with the central narrative, and I suspect it might have been this guy. And they just kept giving him screen time. But yeah, I don't know. That's the opinion part of my review with this film. But I think at the very